In a court filing this week, Donald Trump's lawyers actually tried to argue that somehow, some way, Mike Pence might actually be colluding or somehow working with the Biden administration to take down Donald Trump in exchange for Mike Pence not being charged for stealing classified documents. Now, if that sounds like a bit of a stretch, don't worry, you're not alone. It is a stretch. But here is what Trump's lawyers said in a court filing, again, this week. In January 2023, Vice President Mike Pence reportedly turned over at least a dozen documents bearing classification markings. In February 2023, the FBI found at least one additional classified document at Vice President Pence's home. The potential charges faced by Vice President Pence gave him an incentive to curry favor with authorities by providing information that is consistent with the Biden administration's preferred and false narrative regarding the case. So, Mike Pence, in exchange for not being prosecuted for having classified documents, even though he was never in danger of being prosecuted for that, somehow struck a deal with the Biden administration, not just the DOJ, struck a deal with the Biden administration, according to Trump's lawyers, to roll on Donald Trump. And it's no coincidence that this court filing was made at the same time that massive new reports came out detailing everything that Mike Pence, well, not everything, but some of the worst things that Mike Pence told prosecutors. Earlier this year, obviously, Mike Pence did sit down with Jack Smith. He gave all this information. ABC News did a wonderful report this week, kind of laying it all out. And Mike Pence basically says that, at one point he even considered just not even showing up because he didn't want to disappoint his good buddy Donald Trump. But then he also spilled the beans saying, yeah, Trump was ignoring the smart lawyers. He was going with the lunatic lawyers like Giuliani and Powell. He was asking me to do things that were totally illegal and not necessarily flipping on Donald Trump, but kind of flipping on Donald Trump. So as that report comes out, Trump's lawyers decided to hit back and try to discredit Mike Pence's testimony by saying, aha, but he was just trying to avoid prosecution. Now, about the Pence classified documents, which, by the way, is pretty much identical to the Biden classified documents, and both of the things are in no way related to anything that Donald Trump did. As I said, Mike Pence was never in any real danger of actually being prosecuted, because once the classified documents were found, unlike Donald Trump, but just like President Biden, Mike Pence pledged his full cooperation with an ongoing investigation. Invited the FBI, come on in, look through all my stuff, make sure I don't have anything else. You need anything? Here's the keys. You want a glass of water? You want some milk? I don't know. But he cooperated. He did not lie. He did not hide anything. He did not try to mislead anybody. He didn't lie to his own lawyers to tell them to lie to the DOJ. None of that happened. Didn't happen with Biden either. That's why neither of them got charged with anything. On the other hand, all the evidence suggests that it did happen with Donald Trump, which is why he got indicted. This court filing, as much as I loathe Mike Pence, is absolute. It's not even just false and fake, it's gibberish. They are now filing conspiracy theories with the court because they have nothing else. Understand that that's what this means, folks. It's not just, oh my God, they're being crazy. They're being crazy because they have nothing else to fall back on. This is it. If they don't have conspiracy theories, then they don't have a defense, and that's probably not going to work out in Trump's favor. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.